What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Crew YouTube channel. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying Monday Night Raw because tonight was an incredible main event. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, the feud that just keeps getting more personal. Rollins costs them the chamber, and they square off in the steel cage. And it was a fantastic main event. I mean, it was getting to like NXT Black and Gold levels of what the heck's it gonna take. Kicking out of multiple finishers, move thieves. They did a suplex off the top of the cage. I mean, they absolutely cooked in this match. I knew they would. Two great wrestlers. Anybody who said Punk can't wrestle anymore at his age is insane. I think his run in WWE and even his run in AEW after his first few matches to get some of the rust off proves he's still one of the best. And this match lived up and ends up ending with Seth Rollins. He hits a middle rope curve stomp. He still ain't pinning Punk, and you hear the crowd pop, and you knew who it was. I had a feeling he was going to be involved in this, considering all the rumors we've heard about Wrestlemania. Roman Reigns drags Seth Rollins outside the steel cage. Seth Rollins gets the win, because if you escape the cage, you get the win, either a pinfall or submission by escaping the cage. And Seth Rollins wins the match. And Roman Reigns starts beating him up. He does a curve stomp on the outside of the ring. He puts his head on the steel steps, saying, I'm going to end you tonight. He goes to do a curve stomp on the steel steps, and the security and Adam Pearce come out there and said, no, you can't do this. And they stop Roman Reigns, and he looks in the ring. And Paul Heyman's in there, checking on CM Punk, making sure he's all right after this brutal steel cage match. And Roman Reigns just looks, and he just knows he's pissed off, and he goes in the ring, throws Punk against the cage, spears Punk. Crowd pops, chants OTC, and he looks at Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman's just sitting in the corner like this, like he's scared out of his mind. And there's so many layers now for why this triple threat is going down. Because all three of these guys have heat with one another. It ain't like it's just a random triple threat thrown together that doesn't make any sense. Reigns and Punk have their issues. Reigns and Rollins have their issues. Rollins and Punk have obviously their issues. So I'm looking forward to this triple threat. And if it's anything like this match tonight, it might take about 30 finishers each to put each other away. Because, man, it was getting to points where I didn't know what the hell was going to take. But incredible main event. Love seeing a steel cage match. They don't do them as much as they used to. And just, Raw's been cooking with the main events lately. SmackDown's been kind of mid the last few weeks, especially with Road Dogg taking over. But Raw continues to kick ass. It continues to be a great show. So hopefully they just keep going from here, because this main event was worth the wait. Even if you haven't watched Raw, go watch the main event. That's really the only must-see thing on this show. I mean, everything else wasn't really must-see. But let's go through some of it. So show kicked off with Jey Uso against Grayson Waller. Jey wins an okay match. Wasn't really anything to write home about. It was just an okay match. Austin Theory attacks Jey after the match. He takes out both him and Waller again. And then Gunther sneaks up from behind him, puts on his sleeper hold, and chokes out Jey and walks away again. So, again, I've said before, I don't know how long they can keep this up with this feud. I really don't. But, man, it just seems like it's kind of rinse and repeat with this feud. And they still got about 30, 40 days to keep doing this. So, it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. We had Logan Paul do a promo. He's talking about AJ Styles. So he don't really mess around with people like AJ Styles. He messes with people like John Cena and The Rock, stars, icons, and he puts himself in that category. And he says Cody's an idiot for denying The Rock's, sell your soul invitation. He says, my soul's for sale, Rock. Let me know. He goes in the crowd to Andrew Schultz, and he says, we were on a podcast together. Who'd you come see tonight? And he said, I came to see Seth Rollins and CM Punk in a steel cage. And Logan Paul says, yeah, you came to see that match, but who'd you really come to see? And he said, nobody came to see you, Logan Paul. You know who I want to see? AJ Styles. And he throws Andrew Schultz in the ring. He starts, trying to do a move on him, and then out comes the phenomenal AJ Styles. He runs in the ring, throws a few punches, hits a phenomenal forearm, and Logan Paul exits. And good segment. I can't wait to see AJ Styles against Logan Paul. I think that match is absolutely going to cook. Maybe that's the WrestleMania match they go with. I mean, I don't really know who else at this point Logan Paul could face at Mania. I mean, he's running out of options here. So, AJ Styles, you can never go wrong with AJ Styles as an opponent for anybody for WrestleMania. And him and Logan Paul in the ring together would be absolutely magic. So I'm all for. We had a tornado tag team match. And I miss seeing tornado tag team matches a lot. A lot of wrestling companies don't really do them as much. AEW does them occasionally. WWE rarely does tornado tags, and I like seeing them. New Day against Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Fun match. Xavier Woods went through a table. And then you see a guy in a mask pop up when Rey Mysterio's outside the ring. And we all know who it is. It's Chad Gable. And he attacks both Rey and Dragon Lee. New Day take advantage. They get the win. And then the guy in the mask retreats. And we all know it's Chad Gable. It's funny because they had Kathy Kelly interviewing Gable, like, was that you in a mask? And he looks behind him and there's a guy in a mask. He's like, no, that's not me. And it's going to be a fun story to see how Chad Gable plays this off, that's for sure, because he's a hell of a wrestler and he's been very good on the mic. We had Cody Rhodes come out and do a promo, pretty identical to the promo he did on Raw. I think that is, or SmackDown, excuse me. I think it's just pretty much them just wanting to get Cody on this show. Pretty much talks about Cena, how Cena didn't show up. This is the place Cena won the Royal Rumble in 2008, how he came back from a torn pec, I think he said it was. And John Cena didn't even show up in Madison Square Garden. They're both going to be in the arena next week, and that's going to be must-see. And Cody says, John Cena, you were my hero, and at WrestleMania, I have to beat my hero, and I am now the hero, or something along those lines. And that's the end of it. So pretty short Cody promo. The crowd was chanting, Cena sucks, F you, Cena, all that. They were into it. Next match, crowd wasn't really into it. I mean, they were a little bit for some of the spots, but Bayley against Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, the match went on for a minute. Nothing really to talk about that's too important here. I mean, it was an okay match. Raquel ends up getting the win after Liv and Dom get involved. She slams Bayley on the announce table. Bayley gets in the count of 9. She hits a finisher, 1, 2, 3, and she will face Lyra Valkyria in the future for a women's IC title match. So it would not surprise me to see Raquel get the women's IC title. The crowd's just not really into Raquel. I don't know what it is. They just don't even react to her. I just don't think she has much of a character to really connect with. Like, they haven't really done much with her character. I mean, yeah, she's in Judgment Day, but, like, what has she really done to connect with the audience? She's kind of just Liv's bodyguard, and that's it. Like, I don't know. It's a weird situation there. So final segment before the main event we talked about earlier. Io Sky is being interviewed by Michael Cole. Sure, English is pretty solid, definitely improved. Belair comes out, she's talking about congratulations, Io. Rhea Ripley comes out, and Rhea Ripley says, why were you out there? Why did you interfere in this match? She says, were you scared to face me at WrestleMania? Is that why you not interfere, but were you cheering Io Sky on? And pretty much Rhea says, you should have handled your business and let me handle mine. You had your own business with Naomi and Jade Cargill to take care of. Both keep pushing Io out of the picture. Io keeps trying to get involved. And they just keep shoving her away, and she eventually just loses it, punches both of them, and leaves. And she's tired of the disrespect. And that's how the segment ends. They're definitely setting up a triple threat. Like, I read so many fans online this week saying, like, oh, Rhea's buried. They're taking her out of the main event. How could they possibly do this to Rhea and all this nonsense? Like, y'all got to at least wait to the next show to start, to at least wait and see what the hell the plan even is. Because all these fans saying Rhea's buried, she got robbed of her WrestleMania match. They're going to have Rhea Ripley on the card. She's arguably the biggest star in the women's division. Like, relax, people. Take a chill pill. Go do some workout or some yoga. Like, the internet community sometimes, or just fans in general, overreact to one thing. And I'm not saying, like, Triple H hasn't done stuff like that before, but it's like he'd be dumb to leave Rhea Ripley off the card. So all in all, the main event was amazing. Some good stuff throughout this show. Obviously, we're on the road to WrestleMania, so there's going to be some stalling throughout, but definitely some more story building to go on. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more weekly wrestling content. Peace.